To be honest with you, I don't think the Lions are going to win this one, but my best bet is the Lions plus 4.5 because I really do think this is going to be a dogfight. Tank, how do you see this game playing out?
So this is an interesting game to me. Let's kind of talk through it a little bit because, like I've said over the past couple of weeks, that I felt like the Green Bay Packers were the most dangerous team in the league right now because they really didn't have anything to lose. And so Aaron Rodgers has been kind of walking around with this little grin on his face, and he's been going out there and they've been balling. But to me now, that narrative has changed a little bit. They went from not having anything to lose because we were this bad team and all that stuff to now you win, you're in, you're playing at home, and you're playing against the Detroit Lions. And now we know that the Detroit Lions are a much better team than they've been the past few years, yet and still, there's still this narrative out there that you're playing against the Detroit Lions because the Cincinnati Bengals were the Bungles until they played in the Super Bowl. And then it was like, oh man, like this team really made a run against all these squads and now they're good. So until the Lions prove it in the playoffs and that they can make it to the playoffs, they're still those Lions. So I think
the same
from
old
that
line
standpoint, the pressure has shifted over to Green Bay to where they need to perform. And honestly, the Lions can come in this game and they can play carefree. And they've been doing that somewhat like the past, 6, 7, 8 game stretch that you've seen. I mean, if you look at Jared Goff, like the past 6 games, that dude been out there slinging Mardi Gras beads around. Like he's been throwing for damn near 300 yards, multiple touchdowns in almost every game. I think maybe just not one that he didn't get it in. And then, we got a snort. So we really working right now.
We did get a snort. We did get a snort.
And then the Lions rushed for like 265 yards and 2 tubs against the Bears last week. So now you get the running game. And now I understand they're playing against Chicago Bears defense, but you get the running game going. Jared Goff has still been balling around. Look at all the weapons that he has to throw it to. And you get to go into this environment, even though you have to go against a surging Green Bay Packers team, all the pressure's on them. Like, I'm with you. Like, my best bet is going to also be in this game, and I'm expecting a dogfight. And if anything, I think a lot of points are going to be scored in this game. I really don't know who wins because I feel like the Lions can go into Lambeau and actually get a win. I think they can do it this year. But they're going to get a hell of a fight from the Green Bay Packers because they're playing with more confidence than probably most of the teams in the league right now. They're trending hot at the right time.
Yeah, both teams are trending real hot at the right time. What I love about Detroit is they're 8-1 against the spread in their last 9 games, 9-0 ATS in their last 9 games against the NFC North teams. So Lions plus 4.5 seems like a good bet to me. Jared, I know that you love the Packers right now. Tell me why you like them to win this game.
Well, I'll be honest. I'm kind of in line with your guys' way of thinking here. I thought Tank's analysis was completely spot on about it's basically what we like to call the tight sphincter theory. It's all well and good when, nothing, no big deal. We're going to go out there in Miami. No one expects us to win. We're 4 or 5 point dogs. No one cares. All right. Now you're, a favorite of over a field goal in prime time. And you've got a lot of young talent on this team. And I don't expect Aaron Rodgers to fall victim to the tight sphincter. I expect a guy like Christian Watson or, some of those young defenders that when you've seen the big moments come for this Packers team over the last few years, they faltered a little bit in the big games. And I'm not going to put this game on the same level as the NFC Championship last year, divisional round games and so on and so forth that they've fallen short in. But it definitely has that feel. This is going to be the biggest game of Christian Watson's career, and I would argue it's the most important. I mean, a game that I think he has a chance to play well in, but it's definitely going to be a game that we don't know how he's going to react to that moment. We'll see. I will say this. My buddy Jair Alexander and Tank, I know you appreciate this, man. He talked all that smack last week, and he backed it up against Justin Jefferson. Yep. I mean, that side of the field was just off limits, no fly zone. And you forget, because Green Bay hasn't had that elite season that we expected them to have, I could make a case that he's better than my boy Sauce Gardner. I mean, I think they're both kind of 1A, 1B right now. But he's one of the best corners in the league. And you can bet that he's going to be on Amon-Ra St. Brown a lot in this game. So that's an intriguing matchup to me, and how Ben Johnson schemes that. I think if you look at this Packers team, let's go back to week 9. 15-9 was the final score. The Lions won that game in Detroit. Aaron Rodgers was a negative on the CPOE grade, completion percentage over expectation, 3 interceptions, and he was also the team's leading rusher. A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones only combined for 59 yards in the game. Rodgers had more yards than all of them individually with 40. And I just, to me, the Packers defense played great in that game. They held the Lions to 4.5 yards per play and less than 4 yards per carry. They outgained Detroit 389 to 254. They had 35 minutes time of possession, but the Packers were 0 for 4 in the red zone and Rodgers threw 3 picks. I don't see those last two things happening again. And if this game plays out exactly like it did before, minus 0 for 4 Packers in the red zone, 3 Aaron Rodgers interceptions, that's where I see Green Bay having a bit of an edge here. So I think the number's probably fair at 4.5. I don't think I would bet the Packers in this spot. Green Bay's played well lately. Detroit's played well lately. Lauren gave you the numbers. The one final thing I'll say, Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers in regular season games played in December and January, 18-1. They don't lose in this spot often.